Yaps. It's in the name. Are we serious right now? I've been reacting to this whole video and wasn't even live? Fuck it. We'll do it live. As a proud American, and I do love my American bias, you guys have become like brothers from another mothers. You know, it's proof that Americans don't really know how India works, and I can attest for that we are kind of idiots. But some of this video I'm going to debunk because I think this is not just India, I think it's the world. But let's lock in, boys.
Is India in the Middle East? Can I drink tap water in Mumbai? You guys,
I can't believe I was watching this. Yo, what's up, Statics? I've been live for almost half an hour reacting to this video.
Know about India. So, as an American
I forgot to press the go live button.
India more than anyone else. Today, I will show you the worst things Americans say when they visit India.
But I have to warn you that these are so bad, especially the ones in the end. And you totally don't want to know what they say.
But the first
they
one
moved the time. You see my chat in Discord?
India works in a scam call center. Oh yes, as a matter of fact, I traveled.
See, proof. All of the Indians work in scam centers and the telemarketing scam centers. Hello, I need your password so we can save a good mother.
India every year just to scam people for cryptocurrency. What do you think this is? Cambodia? People have normal jobs in India, and most of my Indian friends work from morning all the way till midnight, 7 days a week, just to provide for their family. And
isn't that a bad thing though? Don't you want your Indian buys to work like a normal working hour so they can go home, spend time with their families, and have like a nice secular family?
Nobody scams anyone for money, okay? Next, does India have winter? Oh, I don't know. Do Americans have basic education? Cause how?
I mean, technically no. So
how little do you have to know about our planet?
You only work 2 hours a week? Sick.
So many parts of India couldn't possibly be freezing cold during winter. When I visited Delhi in December, it was so cold, I almost couldn't leave my friend's.
Is this guy American or Chinese? Like, I can't tell with his accent.
House to get dinner. India is also home to some of the tallest mountains in the world. So
shout out to Northwest India where you can go snowboarding on like the Himalayas. One day I shall do it. Hey, good morning, Ranji.
Just winter. It's the food as unsafe as it looks. Cause sometimes I see people preparing vegetables and meat next to their bare feet. Okay, now this is a tricky one. Cause Indian food is the most delicious in my personal opinion. Even though I cannot tell none.
Definitely has so much flavor for sure.
Also hear foreigners go to the hospital after eating some random street food. So what I can say is this: Indian food is safer than the internet gives it credit for. But you also want to avoid anything that is icy and uncooked.
If anything, I feel like the air pollution in the big city
You're not
is more
Chinese?
deadly than the food poisoning
This
you
guy
may
is.
potentially get if you're not careful. Since my first time in Kolkata, I ate something wrong, but I was back to normal in a week. A quite painful week. But air pollution, bro, I'm sure they damage your lungs for eternity, bro.
Also, like, to before we move on this, when it comes to street food, this doesn't matter where you go. I think you got to use a little bit of like self-judgment or like good critical thinking, some self-awareness to see, like, go to this vendor and like, is this clean? Is my buy over here, is he cooking the food on the ground? Do these things look like they've been cleaned for a while? Does he look like he keeps up his own personal hygiene? If you say yes to all these things, then it's probably okay to eat at. But I've even gone to like local Mexican restaurants here where I'm eating food and like halfway through dinner I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling good, and by the time I get home I'm sick as a dog, you know? So this isn't like an India thing. This is just a you gotta use a little bit of your own like wherewithal to see how the food's prepped, and if you can't, well then, you know, fingers crossed.
But that was only the beginning, with so many even crazier still waiting down the line, just like this one. Is it true that nobody clicks the subscribe button in India? Come on, bro, prove them wrong, my man. You know you want to. Indian food is never spicy. Of the spiciest ones I have tried, I haven't been that hot at all.
And then at like 7:30 they're like, can we move at 3?
Especially when compared to the spiciest food like Thai,
and then
Mexican,
this specific video I was reacting to, and I almost finished reacting to it, and then I realized this never was pressed.
These food, etc. But my Indian friends also kept telling me how the spiciest food in the world can only be found in India and Sri Lanka.
6 years.
My dog got arrested for 6 years. Annie had a dream.
I woke up afterwards and I had tears falling down my face. I was crying in the middle of the night sleeping.
Oh my god, what did poor Annie do?
She got a little aggressive because she was protecting me.
And she got arrested for 6 years?
Yeah, that was my face last night. I woke up and I was like, why is my face
spicy Indian food you want me to try out? Go ahead, put it in the comments.
I'm so sad. I said not the
What happened to
ants.
treating
I
your
can't
guests
not
like
have a
Also,
fucking
Indian
ant.
food and Thai food is definitely the hottest food I've ever had, and that's coming from a dude whose last name is Rodriguez.
God,
it
when I
is.
travel to India,
what I'm
I
saying.
should be
But
treated
they're saying
as
it's not.
one. Guys, if any traveler says this to you, please feel free to tell immigration to cancel their visa. I don't think tourists like this deserve to
Yeah, that
visit
was my
India.
dream
Why
last
is
night.
India so dangerous for women to travel to? Bro, I actually
And
see a
then
lot of girls traveling along in India whenever I come here, especially in the big cities and places
Where
for
was I?
tourists. And it doesn't look like they're ever in danger, so I think this is more like an outdated stereotype. It's not like planet Earth is safe for anyone, right?
If anything, I feel like America is the most dangerous place for anyone to travel to. Both
I don't know if America is the most dangerous place to travel to. I mean, we do have some craziness going on over here, but I think there's like remote parts of Africa that are probably a little more dangerous than America at the moment.
male and female. Have you seen what is happening in the news about random people being arrested and then locked away for weeks?
But the 3
It's
stream
crazy.
streak,
But no, the
I mean, you're
insane
starting
craziness didn't
to
stop
be
there,
here more
because you
consistently
won't
hanging
believe
out
what
with
the
your boy.
next person had to say. Is India bigger than China? Of course not. India is like 3 times smaller
Speaking
than
of our
China. If
context.
I
No, they weren't talking about. They were talking about their penises. The Indian penis bigger than the Chinese penis, and I'm American, so I don't know. You guys have to let me know in the chat.
remember
Oh.
correctly. And why would
Speaking
I
of our
know that?
context,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like
take her
China.
outside.
Does India celebrate the New Year as we do in America? Again, bro,
Oh,
what
hold
do
on,
you
wait,
think
hold on,
India
wait, I
is?
need you for this
went
one.
to Delhi last year to celebrate New Year with my local friends, and everyone was so excited and playing loud music in the neighborhood. I almost
This is where I
fell
made it to
asleep.
my
Also,
first
they
time
told
through
me
the
that
video.
India has regional New Years, and that means for some regions in India, based on
I
their
wanna go to this
religion
place.
and tradition, they could be celebrating another
That
New
temple is
Year
cool.
outside of the one on January the 1st.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to get to. The multiple holidays in India were some like at different parts of India you could be celebrating New Year's differently, like on the 1st in February, November, and October. I think India's tried this once in the past, but I think this would behoove India. You still have all the different cultures because there's a lot of different cultures there. You still honor them. I'm not saying to get rid of them and outlaw them, but India needs to like make Hinduism, all the religions associated with Hinduism, and I would say Hindi, and make that like the national language because they have like 17 different languages over there.
I feel like they've tried.
I feel like they've tried to, but the people in the smaller villages get mad because they think they're oppressing, they're trying to destroy their culture. And it's like, okay, if you think that cool, you're holding the entire nation back from this one little small village. We don't have a national language. I know I'm saying you should. I'm saying like Hindi should probably be the national language. I know you got like Telugu, you got Bengali, obviously you got Hindi, you got a lot of different languages, and I get it. Well, Elliot, you Americans are retarded because you can only speak one language. We speak multiple languages, but you don't speak multiple languages at 110%, where you guys understand like the little colloquialisms and the little slangs and everything like that, especially that goes on in that regional area. If you're traveling into that regional area, it's funny because in America, I can go to California and Oregon, and we can. India has 121 major. Yeah, there ain't no way. Those are major languages. India has 121 languages. About 3 of them are major. Hindi's probably the most major, but because most people in the South can't understand Hindi, but I only know 7. You guys are proving my point. If you guys imagine you guys could actually talk to one another.
Okay, she gotta go.
Imagine talking to one another and understanding without having to use like a phone in between y'all. To understand, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're Indian and you're like in Northwest India and you travel to like Southeast India, imagine the benefits that speaking the same language. It would behoove you.
Heard that villagers are crazy in India. Is that really the case? Bro, I have seen and stayed in about enough villages across India to make enough local friends to know that some of the nicest people in the world came from the smallest villages in India. Unless you're talking about like
Chinese will be the national language
with no train station whatsoever, then
wow. Hindi, English, Marathi, Gujarati, that was another one. Bengali, Tibetan, Kumani, Gawali, Bujari.
maybe they have crazy people. I don't know.
I know English and I know enough Spanish to be dangerous. But that's it.
Oh, but yeah, and I noticed, and this is me from outside looking in, is that there seems to be a disconnection between the villagers and the people in the big cities. With my Indian friends, the city people, were to talk about the villagers, it was always the villager this and villager that. It's like they would never say anything nice, and I never...
It feels like Gachiakuta, where you have the sphere, and you have the people who live in like the upper class, and then you have like the people who live in the slums, the favelas. If you guys are watching Gachiakuta, that's what India feels like, where you have people who live in these nice major cities who have access to technology, modern day living. And you have people in the villages who just don't have that same access. They're living two completely different lives.
Know why that is the case.
But the next one is kind of interesting, as it came from my Indian friend complaining about India, and I want to know what you guys think about it. It's so exhausting living in India. If you take into account the time for commuting, you basically work from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. There are never enough walkable spaces or parks to go to. And even if there are, you can't escape the terrible air pollution anyway. And seriously, who can afford to buy a good house in this nation?
Is any of that wrong, though?
Now, I can't comment on this one since I don't know what it's like to live here. But regarding what he said about not having enough walkable spaces, I do notice there isn't enough park and green open space in the big cities. And the air quality, we all know that the rich people don't care about any of us. But the Indian media always says how India will surpass America in 20 years. So maybe in those 20 years, a lot of the empty, unused spaces will be replaced by the parks you see just like other developed nations.
Plus, I don't know how difficult it is to replace America at this point, now that we're basically going down in the spiral. It's kind of like racing someone who is going backwards. I'm saying this is the first time in my life where I've seen so many of my Indian friends deciding to move back to India.
920 or 25? Oh, it'll take a lot more than that for India to overtake America. I don't foresee India overtaking America. I understand America is taking some steps back right now. I am not arguing that one bit. I am not. But we will course correct. This is not an indefinite thing. America isn't going to continue to take back steps back until we're doomed. The people will not allow it.
No matter if you don't know anything about India, and hopefully stop leaving and saying comments like this one. I heard every Indian can talk to snakes. Is that real? Bro, last time I checked, snakes do not speak English, nor do they speak Hindi. So if you come here expecting people controlling snakes with a magical flute, you will be greatly disappointed.
You tell me they don't talk to the Nagas?
How come nobody famous ever came from India? Do they still live like in Africa?
Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni, SRK. Are we kidding?
Yet, why do Americans seem to spread lies on the internet before they even Google anything themselves?
Neon.
Do you not know the biggest American companies like Microsoft, Google, and YouTube? Yes, the app you're using to watch this video right now are all being run by Indian CEOs. And even more so, without a lot of stuff Indians did for civil rights and freedom, we wouldn't be living the way we are today
mankind,
in America
100%.
or anywhere else. So please, I'm begging any American to use your remaining brain functions before trying to make fun of India.
Honestly,
if anything, I'm saying Bollywood.
I really don't know if this guy should be talking on people's intelligence. Just hearing this guy talk, I really don't know if he's one to be talking about people's intelligence, because this guy looks and sounds a lot of retarded.
Movies are way more creative than Hollywood can ever wish to be, especially in genres like, I would say, romance and comedy. You also see and feel a lot more emotions in Indian films and music, as compared to the American stuff where you can almost predict the ending after seeing the movie trailer.
But I guess
that's just the downfall of Hollywood. Do I agree Indian movies are smacking right now and Hollywood movies suck? Yes. But prior to that, in the 1990s, the 1980s, early 2000s, what do you think inspired the Indian films that you're watching today? It's the great American movies. There's a reason why like American entertainment is so popular around the world. This guy's only looking at like the past 10 years, maybe because that's how old this guy is. He can only look at like from 2015 or 2010 to like now. And in that case, a lot of the stuff he's saying in context is right. But America is a lot older than 16 years old, right? You got to look at all of the history. This past 16 years, it has been downhill. It has not been the best. But I have faith, maybe delusional faith, that it will turn around for the better. Because no country can just go up to the right forever like a graph. You got to have points and peaks and valleys. And I'm hoping we're right now, we're definitely headed toward the valley. I just hope we're getting close to hitting the bottom of that valley to kind of rebound and go back up to the peak and hit A new golden age of America, if you would.
It's fair to say that Americans will have a rough time traveling in India. Not because Indians don't like them, not because the universe is out to get them, but it's all due to them refusing to learn and embrace everything that is the beautiful nation of India. And that's why in this video...
Maybe some of the people that he's hung around and been associated with in America feel that way, but I think if you talk to like a normal dude, especially my day, like who's my age, super open to learning. Trump is a meme in India? Shit, Trump is a meme in America. God, I thought you were a big creator, at least 1 million subs by your content quality. Then I saw your subs. This man is so underrated. 4.71 subscribers. Wait, I have more subs than this guy? Yo, great work. I mean, I feel that you're retarded, a little annoying, but lots of attention of detail in that video for sure. Sick of all the racist comments against India. None of those were racist though.